Zacks Rank Buys, stocks with a short-term buy or strong buy recommendation. Now, here are more Zacks Rank Buys. Let's run down a couple of value stock picks for you now with Tracy Reineck, our value stock strategist here at Zacks.com. A financial company and a chemical company, looks like. You brought with you here this time around Raymond James Financial, RJF. The ticker is the financial company, obviously.
Yes, I haven't done a financial in a long time.
No,
they've
you
been
were
kind
all
of on
hooked
my
up on
blacklist.
commodities there and oil for
and now
miners.
I know, and now suddenly some of these financial services companies are coming onto my radar. This one is one of the bigger ones. They have a lot of like 5,000 financial advisors, but they also have like an investment banking arm where they do M&A activity and loans and things like that. And all of their segments are doing much, much better than during the height of the recession, obviously. And it doesn't hurt that the stock market is rising because that lifts all of their assets, and then more investors want to get into the stock market, so more assets pile in that way too. Okay. They're actually at a record level for assets under administration, and that would include like 401ks and things like that, at like 262 billion. Wow. And then they have like 33 billion under management. That's also a record. So these guys just reported, and it's been a good quarter for them. Like I said, they beat. Revenue was up about 18%. They're seeing the money coming in. So as long as they're able to do that, they're going to produce good earnings. Sure. And you can see that the analysts are pretty positive about what's going to be happening in 2011 for them. The earnings spiked off of this last earnings report just like a week or two ago. And, it looks good for them. The chart is interesting because they're basically back up to pre-recession levels, the shares. But the stock, while it's a value, it's not on the cheap end of the value. It's just barely in the range that I cover, around 15 times. But that's not bad compared to some of their peers, which are trading for more than that. So Raymond James doesn't look like a bad buy here, given what could be going on, in this year and 2012.
All right. H.B. Fuller Company is another one that you have written about recently. FUL is the ticker symbol. Now, this is not the old Fuller Brush company. No. These guys are specialty chemicals. Again, I can't escape them. And they do adhesives, paint and coatings, things like that for a lot of different industries like construction, woodworking, those industries have also been hit pretty hard, but they are also on the cutting edge of seeing the turnaround in all of these kind of manufacturing areas. And they also just reported, so we're getting a good look at a lot of these companies here, and they saw revenues up 5.5%, which was a nice quarter for them. They also beat on the Zacks consensus, and they raised guidance. So they see some of this momentum continuing. They do see the recovery continuing, but they're also are seeing one thing to look out for in the chemical sector and the commodities in general, which is the rising commodity costs. So they did say they could see some margin pressures in 2011 because those costs are increasing. But for right now, they're able to pass it along to their customers. Again, for good or bad, but good for them. And they are seeing rising volumes. So again, the estimates are rising on their earnings and on their guidance, the rising of their guidance here, the raising of their guidance. And the chart for them is a little more interesting. They've been kind of trending in a narrow trading range. It did get a boost off of that earnings beat, but the stock is more of a value here. They're trading around 12 times. They are Zacks number 2 now. They were a 1 when I wrote about them. But, it doesn't look like a bad story for this kind of company here. All right. Do you own either of these two?
I do not.
Take a peek at some other Zacks Rank Buy stock pick ideas for yourself by going to our homepage at Zacks.com if you're not there already, and looking over into that upper right-hand corner, because that's where we put 4 new stock pick ideas for you daily, one in each of the investing categories that we write about at Zacks.com. Tracy's included. With Tracy Reineck, I'm Terry Ruffalo.